welcome to the Strive AI tutorial on segments. So like we do with thresholds, we're interested in sampling your performance on Strava segments, right? By far and away, our favorite feature of Strava is the segment concept. And so what we've done in Strive AI is use that as a way to gather a lot of data that we can use for other predictions down the road and give you feedback in a slightly different way than the way Strava does it. So the way Strive AI treats segment achievements is, over the time you've been in Strive AI and you've hit these segments, what is the best watts per kilogram you've had? What is the second best, so on, right? And the leaderboards are all stack ranked that way as well. So instead of what Strava does is based on time, which is fantastic, we do it based on watts per kilogram. So you just get another sense of how well are you doing, like, in terms of how much power can you produce. And maybe the headwind was preventing you from getting a PR on the time, but you still threw off the most power, right? So that's the idea, and it does give us a great sample of data that we can use for other things down the road, right? So let me just show you a couple of the user experience elements for segments in Strive AI. If I take you to an activity where I was out on the road with not a ton of segments, down here is where you see it. So if you have a power meter, right? So the caveat is we don't use the estimated power because we're actually going to use this data to do a lot of other predictions. So we want real data off a real device. Sometimes they can't even be right, so which is one of our big challenges, right? So here's all the segments that I hit on this one ride, and I'll just show you like a simple example of a not so populated segment. Let's say Wilder Road. So this is the segment summary screen. At the top, I see what is the segment, a picture of it, basically, and then on the first page is just my efforts. I've only, I don't do this one too often, so I've got a couple efforts. And so you see you're basically stack ranked in your personal best from top to bottom, from watts per kilogram over how much time. And then if you click again, you get to the leaderboard, right? So again, this is not a hugely popular segment, not one that people really go hard on, as you'll see in a minute. But yeah, so that's the idea of it. And we're using this information to then do other creative things that are more data science related to help make Strava more fun, right? So you'll see that in the coming weeks and months. So let me take you to one other screen related to segments, the starred segment screen. So right now what this shows you is a list of your achievements on any starred segment you have, right? So if you've had a top 3 watts per kilogram on a starred segment in recent time, you'll see it on the screen, right? And then if I click on this will give you a sense, right? I just started riding on Zwift. I just want to give you a sense of, like, if you want to find leaderboards that are pretty fruitful, right, go to our virtual segments, because we got users all over the world, but a lot of them are on the virtual trainers, right, doing stuff. So I can't even scroll all the way through this, but we're talking a couple thousand people, 1,000 at least, on these leaderboards, right? So again, it gives you a real sense of kind of where people are sitting, and it's just amazing how popular these things are. But just wanted you to get a sense of that. This is just a simple climb on Zwift, so I'm gonna have to learn how to. It's funny, I'm trying to learn the segments and know when I should be hitting it hard. So, well, that summarizes how we treat segments. I guess the last thing I'll say is this data is going to be used for things. It's good to get your feedback on, give you feedback on how many watts per kilogram and is it a best. But it's also going to be helpful for us to kind of make predictions, right? And the one that we're really looking to do first is, is your current fitness and the weather today a good thing for you to maybe go try to get a personal best on a starred segment? Now, we're probably not going to do it for virtual segments, but only real segments. But that one's coming. We're real close. So thanks for listening.